All right, folks. So this is CNET 50, and I moved to Science 37 because the other building is locked today, which is rude, but you can't win them all. So what I'm going to do today is demonstrate the last projects, and we have, I'll demonstrate the projects 9, 10, and 11, and then briefly mention the slides, but mainly I just wanted, 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to demonstrate all the projects, and then briefly talk about the slides. And I may not have time for more Boss of the Sock today, but I might. We'll see. So I realized as going over this last night that I should just demonstrate the projects and then look at the slides briefly after that, because the projects are pretty self-explanatory. So I'm just starting with project module 10 here. I want to do 10, 11, and 12 today. So 10 is creating reports and dashboards. And I'm going to move this to another screen so I can look at it while I demonstrate it. But you've got access to this. All right. And so let me get to my Windows machine that's running Splunk. And it's already got that data set that you loaded earlier with three files of data, including the web server logs, access combined with cookie, which is mostly what we're going to be using today. So I want to look at access combined with cookie. So I'm going to go to data summary here, my favorite way of doing this. And then access combined with cookie is a source type. So there it is, access combined with cookie. Click on that, that should add it to the search, and so it does. Now I want to do the status 403. So the question here is, use the stats count function. You get a report of users trying to access forbidden pages in the web application. So those forbidden pages have status 403. Now I get no answers right now because I got to change it to all time because this data is now several weeks old. And now I should find a status field down here. And there it is. And I want status 403. So there it is, 403. All right, so there's my source type and my status. Now I've got the web application events with a forbidden status. All right, now I want to use stats count to count the events. I'm going to count client IP. You just want to count a field that is never blank and rename the account to attempts. So let me do that in stages. So I put in a pipe, stats count, client IP, count by client IP. See, if I just do a count, it's just going to give me a single number, the total number, 829. Now what I want is by client IP, because I want to see if one IP address is making many requests for forbidden pages. So now I can see this one made 11 requests, and that IP made 3 requests, and so on. And there were a few more details. They wanted me to call this attempts. So I change it to as attempts. All right. And now it will just change the header of this to attempts. So that's good. Now I would like to sort it so the client IP with the highest number of attempts is at the top. So, good. I'm glad you made it. Good. Yes, you did really hard to find today. That building is still locked, I imagine, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay, I'm glad you made it. I'll turn on the projector. I didn't know if any of the physical attendees would make it today or not. But anyway, all right, good. So I want to sort by attempts decreasing, so that's pipe sort minus attempts. All right, I'm just demonstrating project 10. So now you can see it shows this one at the top that has 100 attempts. So that's somebody that is probably an attacker attacking us, making 100 false attempts for invalid web pages. And so that's a fairly interesting result. All right, and now they want me to save this as a report. So use the Save As menu to select report. Okay, Save As, report. And here, I want to give it 403 by client IP. I'm just using by client IP. And save. Oops, I didn't want to zoom in there. I meant to zoom in on the other window. All right. And now, here you can have additional settings of your report, and I want to adjust the permissions. Now, what's going on here, they don't explain it very well in either the lecture or the project, but I looked it up with the help menu on a page that's coming up. So what's going on here is you can display, now by default, it shows only for the owner. So the person who created the report can run it, but if you make it part of an app, then anybody that can view this app can see it. And that's going to be a way to make this available to other people and the one that created it. And then I can run as owner, so it will run with my permissions, but it'll be available for anybody who can access the app. And of course, in our little demonstration where we only have one user, these are all the same, but in a real company, you would have a database administrator setting this up and then making it available to somebody else who was not technical, like a manager or clerical kind of staff that could run the report, but wouldn't be able to modify the report. That's the idea. So make it so everyone can read it, but nobody else can write it. And now I made something like a report that other people can use. And I used to do this all the time when I was a working DBA with more primitive solutions. I would make things that would be run by non-technical people, and they could use them, but they couldn't change them. So I saved that. And now I can see the reports available by going to Reports up here, the Reports menu item, in the bar at the top of the screen, which I am not seeing. Oh, not at the top, but here. Okay, Reports. All right, so here's some other reports that are created by default, and here's the one I just created, 403 by client IP. These are people who encountered, who tried to access invalid pages. And if you click the title, it will run that report and show you that table, showing how many attempts were done by IP address. So this is something you might do periodically at your company. So, next task is to create visualizations of products sold and add them to a dashboard. So, we want to get back to a search. I can just click the search here to get to a clean search. And now I want to return all web application events for all time where an item was successfully purchased. So I'll start as I usually do from data summary. And I want access combined with cookie. So we're still looking at the web server events. So that's this one. And then I want to find status 200. Oh, again, I have 0 events because I have to set this back to all time. All right, now I've got some events. Now I'm going to go down and look for status, which is here. And now I want 200, which are successful web requests. And even for the ones that were successful web requests, that doesn't mean they actually bought the product. So that is in the file variable, which is here, because I selected it, I think, last week as a selected field. And so there's various, these are the file success.do is the result that means they actually bought a game. So now I've got the events of customers who successfully bought a game. Now I want to do a stats count to count by product ID. So if I do stats, pipe stats, count, by product count, I say, there, by product, ID, then I should get a report of how many of each of our products have sold. And there you have it. There's product numbers here and the number of customers that bought each product there. Now notice this is kind of not a very friendly report because they don't have the actual name of the product. I just have the product ID number, and we'll fix that in a later project. Anyway, now we can make visualizations. There's this visualization tab down here that lets you view things not as just a table of data, but as some kind of other thing like a column chart, which you see here. And if you click this item on the left, you can choose different visualizations. It's already selected column chart, which is the default. So you can see products sell pretty well except one that for some reason sells very badly. The kind of thing that a manager might want to easily see. All right, so now we want to save this. And I made a note in the my addition to the project here. If you go here, the menu items have changed a little bit in Splunk since they wrote these instructions a few years ago. So it's save as to new, save to new dashboard. So a little bit different than what they say. I'm up to step 15 of the instructions. So I want to save this as a dashboard. Save as, I'm going to make a new dashboard. And the new dashboard is going to be named Sales Dashboard. And the panel, now I have to choose classic dashboards here. And then save to dashboard. And I thought there would be some place to specify the panel title. Let me check my instructions, because, yeah, panel title, in the save panel to new dashboard, I should be able to specify the panel title, and for some reason I'm not seeing it here. Let me try shrinking my font with Control minus. Yep, there it is. This is pretty rude. Because my window is pretty small, let me make it bigger. I wasn't able to see all the options. Now, there should have been a scroll bar or something, but for some reason it did not offer that to me. There we are. Now down here I can see the panel title. Let me zoom in as much as I can to make it easier for people to see. All right, and so according to my instructions, the panel title should be, okay, panel title should be product sales. Product sales. All right, and now I can save to dashboard, and now view dashboard. And this is something Splunk is very proud of. You don't have to run these queries that are for a database administrator. You can just have these living charts where the useful information just pops up on a dashboard for people to find easily. So you can open this thing in various ways. That's what these little buttons down here do. They let you modify this thing, export, import, refresh, and so on. So if you click this, it will open it back in search, so you could modify the search if you're skilled at running this command line interface up here. Or, you know, you can use the GUI for whatever extent Splunk has a GUI. All right, so now I'm going to remove the buy clause to show the total product sold. So I get rid of this. So I just want the total product, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to the dashboard. So it has the whole chart, breaking it down by product, and then it has the total somewhere. So now I have just this big total, 14,000, and I want to do save as. Now it's an existing dashboard. I'm going to add it to the existing dashboard, which is the sales dashboard here. And now this panel is going to be called total units sold. All right. And save that to dashboard and view dashboard. And I think I saw a chat message go by. I missed the topic about payloads. Base 64. Wow, no, I don't think we're going to do any of that. Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to do anything about payloads. I don't think it's part of this course. Anyway, not base 64 encoded payloads anyway. So now, on this dashboard, there should be the total units sold is sitting down there. There we are. Okay, now I think we can make it look prettier. Yep, so total units sold. Every time I switch to the other screen, it pops up this box because Windows 11 is very hostile. Anyway, all right. The total units sold is probably the first thing that I want them to see. So I'm going to click the Edit button here and adjust the total units sold. And I want to drag total units sold to the top, which is, here we are. Okay, there's total units sold. There's the bar. I can drag this to the top. Okay. And now, somehow I've got a really bad appearance. It was a lot bigger when I did it on my other screen. There may be some way to format it so it's nice big numbers there. But somehow I did not get the expected big numbers here that you see in the instructions. I just have these little numbers. There's probably some way to edit that. Wonder if this will do it. Yeah, color, number formatting. Color, nope, don't see. All right, I don't know why I'm not seeing it pretty. There's probably some other way to format visualization. But anyway, I've got the essential data there, although making it look pretty would be a lot nicer. The instruction had a nice big number here right in the middle, and I must have skipped some step because it was that way the first time I did it. Use the open search, remove the by clause, select the visuals. Oh, I didn't set it to visualization, single value. I wonder if I can do that from here. Select visualization. There we go. This is the one, single value. There, now it looks pretty. Okay, good. That was the step I skipped. So now you have the report they wanted. You have the single value right up here, total units sold, and then you have the breakdown by product. So that's the goal. All right, so that's a dashboard. And let me stop this recording and make a separate one for the next task.